Alrighty, guys. Let's wait for everyone. It's been a long time since I have posted anything. I have some music in the background. Excuse me for that. Oh yes. Hey everyone. Yeah. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Give me 1 second with this one. I also would like to get the chat, somewhere. Do. Okay. Oh man, but this is not responsive. Happy New Year, yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. I just wanted to start this streaming and see how everything is going on with you. I hope that I'll be back on YouTube. I have been actively posting on my Patreon page. In case you don't know what's my Patreon, you can follow the links. Let me post it out. So it's it's here. Oh, Tunisia, nice. Ghana. Yeah, I've been posting here on my Patreon page for a while. Lately, I think in the past 2 months or so, I have stopped posting something due to the fact that I'm really lazy. I have some really nice animations and things like that already coded, but yeah, I was lazy. So in case you're not a patron or you just consider becoming one, I'll just kindly remind you that you'll have access to more than 100 different animations. If you want to just see some behind the scenes things, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm somehow actively posting there some behind the scenes animations and what am I working on and things like that. Let me share with you my Twitter as well. I think all the links are available to you in the description. But anyway, yeah, wow. From I think is that Mexico, Indonesia. Wow, India, nice. Yeah, just leave the comment. Where are you watching me from? Belarus. Wow, cool. I think Belarus has the capital at Minsk. A new video. Yeah, there is going to be a new video. I'm. I don't know. I've always, started something and then at the end I forgot to press the record button. So, yeah. Poland, Colombia. Wow, nice. Argentina. Wow, Argentina. Yes, there is going to be like new tutorials. I would like to experiment to live streaming, but in the end, I would like to also add some new tutorials because there are new technologies already up there, and like I don't know, reanimated. They've added some new things like layout animations, and in the future there is going to be like a shared element transition and so on and so forth. And I think it's worth giving a try there and also create some tutorials. There's also like the gyroscope, the accelerator, and yeah, the API. It's more robust now, I think. And also with Moti, for example, Yeah, Moti, it's great as well. And I would also like to create some tutorials around Expo router, for example, um, which I believe it's a game changer in terms of navigation and the way how you structure everything folder wise, and yeah, and also Expo EAS builds. Um, I've been playing around with it, and again, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Expo ES and ES system in general, but in the past you weren't able basically to uh, add native functionality without ejecting, um, and now you can do it. It's pretty nice, and yeah, I would like to go through that as well, and also to shift how this channel it's going to move. Uh, I'll also like to add React to the list and web technologies. Like lately, I was playing around with Astro, for example, Next.js as well, also Svelte. So yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about different paths here, and also I have a goal to create a course for React Native animations in maximum 3 months now. So I'll be working on it. By the way, if you have any, uh, I don't know, ideas around what you like to see in this upcoming course, please reach out to me on Twitter, for example. You can ping me there. I'm all ears, and I would like to build this course for you, not for me, because yeah, um, this is the whole point of creating a course, to just inspire others. Um, oh, I see a lot of people here. Um, I haven't played too deeply with EAS, but I can tell you, like, once I'll have like the whole picture, I'll definitely be creating a tutorial, and or maybe more tutorials and walkthroughs. So, oh yeah, regarding Flutter, Damian, unfortunately, I don't take, I'm not actually willing to try it out. I gave it a try in the past. The problem with Flutter, in my perspective, is that they are trying to rebuild all the UIs under the hood, and they are not using the already pre-existing primitives. So whenever, for example, on iOS 16, a lot of UI has changed, and it's pretty hard for them to keep up and keep up with all the updates, especially around the UI. That's one thing which I don't really like about Flutter. And the other one is the Dart programming language. I'm not that familiar with it, and to be fair with you, I'm not willing to actually start learning it. Again, I was looking into Flutter. I have tried it. I have nothing against it, but it's just for me. I like more JavaScript-ish style. So yeah. Uh, Thank you very much, Ali. Yeah, that's actually the advanced React Native flat list animations. It's pretty outdated, in my opinion. So you can do a bunch of other things nowadays. And I actually gave a talk at App.js conference last year in summer, during the summer, where, and by the way, this talk is available on YouTube. And I gave there some examples about stickiness and how you can create sticky elements, like being either sticky by default, being sticky after a period of time, and things like that. But you can extrapolate that and move further and apply it and apply different animations based on that interpolation itself, because in the end everything is an interpolation, especially if you'd like to like animate things while scrolling. So yeah, it's, I gave their talk, and I think I can translate that talk into multiple series or multiple tutorials. So yeah. By the way, please tell me if the video quality is good and the audio, if the audio quality is good, because I also have some background music, so I'm not sure if you can hear it, but yeah, I'm just, I cannot hear myself, so. But what else? Next to React Native animations, will there be some videos about Swift UI animations? Actually, I was looking into Swift and UI animations, and in more particular the matched geometry. So I'm really open to try Swift and Swift UI in general. I'm not sure if Swift /UI animations, it's Swift UI animations, but I'm more into like what you see, it's what you get directly with live reload, and I think Swift UI it's definitely good for that. So yeah, I'm also open for Swift and Swift UI. Not in the near future. Let's start simple in the beginning and maybe live stream more, actually do some coding stuff while live streaming and things. So you see, Kevin is also asking when I'm going to post a new video. Soon. Let's not say, but maybe next week. To be fair with you, the problem which I have with creating videos is that I got bored. From my perspective, I don't know what you don't know in order for me to create a tutorial. It's not a tutorial, it's just the way I think about things and the way how I implement things. It's not a tutorial because I'm not explaining all the properties. I'm not a teacher, I'm doing a video to showcase the way I think and the solution, how I reach the solution. So it's just knowledge-based things. I will do my best to post at least once a week or maybe bi-weekly, posting a new video. Again, I have quite a lot of code on my Patreon page, which doesn't have a tutorial for. I think there are at least 70 different animations that I haven't created a tutorial for. And there are quite a lot. And some of them are really complex. And some of them are also really easy to achieve, but the effect, it's like on point. It's like, I some of them were really fun to code, and it's more like you actually during the tutorials and videos in general you cannot see the behind the scene, and I was just trying to with live streaming, for example, I would like to go through this behind the scene process and maybe later on release a new video. The problem is that I have to edit everything. I have to edit the live stream, I have to edit everything. I don't have an editor, and that's really time consuming. And if you know someone or if you're a video editor, I'm all ears. Again, ping me on Twitter. My DMs are open, so yeah, feel free to do it. Vikas, what's up? Everything is fine, man. Everything is fine. It's 2023. A lot of good things are coming. So yeah, everything is fine. Thanks a lot, Ali. Again, it's like it's just me thinking out loud, while doing tutorials. It's just redoing some past work and just go end to end. This is my way of thinking. I'm just presenting my way of thinking, and if it's a match for you, that's really great. Otherwise, there are other tutorials on YouTube. There are plenty of instructors, or I don't know how to call them. There are a lot of channels, and there are also, if you like my style, that's amazing. Otherwise, I would like to improve though, but I don't know how. at the moment. Alipool, yeah, after a very long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, I've been coding in the dark, really some tweets about some animations. Again, I'm just leaving here my Twitter handler, just in case you'd like to see more behind the scenes and what I'm working on. But yeah, it's been a really nice year. Actually, I have moved to a different location. I'm not sure if you were familiar with my background and everything, but yeah, now I have my own thingy here. Yeah, I have my own room and everything, so yeah, it's cool. Cool. Moved places. I've been to a lot of conferences as an MC, but also as a speaker, like Advanced React London, React.js Berlin, React Day Berlin, App.js conference, and yeah, React Summit. Hi, Aman. Long time no see, my brother. I really miss you. I'm really glad to see you here. Long time no see. Hopefully, we will see each other again at App.js. And yeah, we can cheer with I don't know, some drinks, non-alcoholic drinks though. But yeah. Yeah, it's setting up a live stream in code and you're done. It's okay. This is what I'll try to do. But a lot of developers, newcomers, or whoever is going to watch my videos or the live stream would like to have a compact version of that live stream. Because usually while live coding, I'm doing a lot of mistakes which are edited in a offline video, right? So it's either I cut some pieces from it, or I will just leave some of them just for you to see where I did some mistakes. But yeah, I would like to do live streaming. I mean, I do enjoy doing live coding in general. So I'm not afraid of that, even though my imposter syndrome it's right here. But yeah. Yeah, I make mistakes. I make mistakes not because, from a coding perspective, I'm doing something, I'm coding it, and then in my head, I'm start recompiling everything, and I see a simpler solution and a simpler solution, and so on and so forth. So it's like reiterating over and over back in my mind, and this is where I'm saying that I'm making mistakes, because if I'm writing something and then in my head I'm starting to recompile it and have a different solution or a simpler solution and just delete everything and rewrite it, for you is going to be like really confusing. So those parts, in my perspective, in a video tutorial which is offline edited, they should not appear. If you'd like to showcase them at the end of the video, that's okay. But otherwise, this is the process of thinking, right? You will always come up with a better solution because you sharpen your skill while doing it. This is what I was referring to App.js conference talk as well. It's like just keep learning by doing it, and keep learning by doing it. The hardest part though is to start doing it. That's the hardest part. But yeah. Hey Abel. Thanks a lot, Vikas. Yeah, keep an eye, keep the ring bell open. I'll do my best to keep posting new videos. Prahar. I know about Reanimated. The thing is that on this channel I haven't touched actually Reanimated 2 or Reanimated 3 as they have released it. But on my Patreon page, everything is related to Reanimated. So I think in the last 40 different animations, were all related to reanimated, and this channel actually doesn't have any reanimated stuff. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, again, for me, this is the default thing now. So everything is reanimated, especially reanimated 2 and lately reanimated 3, which basically is the same but has the new architecture capability. So yeah, React Native Skia. I will see. I will see. I was talking with William during the summer days, and I think the only thing which is not the way how I want it. I'm not sure if that's the right term or the right phrase, but the thing, maybe things have changed lately. I haven't played around with it, but the thing is that you cannot render the React Native primitives inside React Native Skia. Maybe things have changed lately, but that was a big downside for me because, for example, I would like to create a border around a view which is dynamically rendered, right? You have comments, for example, which can have different heights, and I would like to display a border using React Native Skia, where I can animate it. I can do a bunch of other things, right? Because it's really easy to do it in React Native Skia. And if this is possible nowadays, it's a game changer. Otherwise, I'll just wait a bit because in my head, there are two different worlds. It's the React Native world, the views, and the iOS or Android primitives, which is React Native views, kind of. And you cannot interconnect those. As far as I know, maybe things again have changed, but in terms of other things that you can build with React Native Skia, like different shaders, for example, or different animations, especially around SVGs and UI elements, it's pretty good. So I think I will tackle some parts for that as well. But I cannot use it daily or on all my video tutorials because I think combining those views is not possible. So code on, are you good at math importance to make animations? Yes, I'm decent, I would say, with math, and it's not about math, it's more about trigonometry and geometry. I used to be pretty good, but if you're not doing it, you will forget it. But the thinking it's already there, so this haven't disappeared. I used to be pretty good, so that's why I think I can imagine some things before coding them. I think it's a good exercise for you as well. There are some concepts in my head that you need to understand, and the rest is just being able to search for other solutions. And yeah, so, but if you need math to do animations, yes and no. It really depends. To create animations, you don't need math, but if you'd like to have interactive animations, I think yes, you need math. Like I get this question all the time: how am I going to build a drag and drop, and just when I release the button, is going to snap into a particular position? And for this example, you need to use math, and it's a distance formula, and you'll get like a snap. You get the distance, and based on this distance, you can add a threshold. If it's in that threshold, you just move it to that position. Otherwise, just going back and things like that. So, and of course, it's like for example, math again. It's based on the distance, you can do all sorts of things. Like I gave these examples at AppJS conference and as well as on my Twitter, where you have like a knob and you're moving the knob, and based on the position of the knob, you're animating some other elements, or you have different arrows, which are views, and a circle that's moving on the screen, and you just would like to point all the arrows to that circle. Then again, you need to know some math. It's again, I'm just using the distance formula, nothing too fancy. And if you'd like to build grids and start animating those grids, I also have an example for that on my Patreon. You can use, for example, Euclidean distance or Manhattan distance. All the distances have different appearances. So, but again, those things are searchable on the internet. And if you'd like to learn more about math in development, take a look at math in game development, because there are some concepts. Once you understand those, everything is pretty straightforward once you keep doing them. Expo managed or Expo bare workflow. I don't know. Expo ES, it's a game changer. So I think, you can build your own Expo thing. So yeah, I don't see the point. I think you can start with managed flow, and then you can think about it. Thanks a lot, Code Metrics. Once I release the course, I'm actually working on the website now. So there is going to be like an input with your where you can add your email, just to be notified whenever I'm releasing it. So I'll post it, and thanks a lot for supporting me. Andrew Schultz. I don't know who's Andrew Schultz. But I don't know. Porujit, if you can ping me, who's Andrew Schultz? Are you recording a React Native animations course? Yes, I'm working on it. Right now I'm on the specification phase, where I'm trying to gather more ideas about what to include and what not. I have a Notion document. If you have some ideas, Bruno, for example, because you have asked this question, reach out to me on Twitter. My DMs are open, and tell me if you have some ideas and what would you like to see in this course. I've been a game developer for 3 years, so animations will be easy to me, I guess. Yes, maybe. The thing with game development is that you already have some physics engines underneath, and you already have some pre-built functions. But I think so, yeah. Just give it a try. Let me know if that worked for you, and if you see this as a plus or as a nice skill to have while doing React Native animations. React Native is on the opposite of dying. We are living the best. Yeah, React Native is not going anywhere, and maybe new frameworks. I mean, for example, there is also Flutter, right? There is Ionic, there is React Native. Cordova, I'm not sure. Is Cordova related to Ionic? I don't know those two different frameworks, but what I can tell you that React Native is not going anywhere, definitely. But I see unification in the future for web and mobile, using React Native, and in more particular Expo. I can definitely see it. Will Flutter kill React Native? I really like those questions, guys. It's like I don't care about Flutter or React Native, don't get me wrong. As long as this works for you, if it's Flutter, if it's jQuery, if it's React Native, if it's Ionic, it doesn't actually matter for the users. It matters only for you, only for your self-esteem and things like that. For users, they don't care. If it's performant, if it's working, they don't care. So they don't really care. If Flutter works for you, if React Native works for you, I'm really happy. Just go with one and try to somehow master it. If you master both, it's really a great skill to have, especially getting a new job and things like that, or side projects. So whatever works for you is really nice, as long as you can deliver something to the users, which has a great experience. I think this is the end goal that all the developers should have. The end goal is the user experience and the user itself. You should care more about users, not, I mean, the developer experience should be nice for you, just for, I don't know, mental health and things like that, but users, they don't care. This is the ugly truth, I would say. So yeah. Hello, Mo. Mo, Mo, you're amazing, man. Keep doing React Native bottom sheet and all the nice things that you do. Thanks a lot for joining this live stream. Been learning React Native for 2 years now, and I'm still learning. At what point do you think I'm still learning it too? Time to look for a job. I think immediately. You should start looking for job opportunities. Pretty straightforward. It's like, if you have played around with it, it's time to move on. Of course, you'll be like learning quite a lot of things. Maybe you'll be overwhelmed initially, but yeah, just keep rolling. You'll see that after a while, everything is going to come pretty natural. I have a dub that we migrate. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about the new architecture at all. Yeah. Team library, Restyle, Dripsy, which one is better? I don't know. Actually, I think Tamagui, I think Tamag UI, it's a pretty good UI library. Other than that, I don't know. Whatever works for you. Again, if you'd like to build everything from scratch using just style sheet, just do it. Build your own reusable components and play around with it. If you'd like to use Tailwind, for example, which is something that I wanted to go through this live stream, but I just wanted to, I don't know. I ended up just talking with you. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Tamagui, I think it's a pretty good library, and it's well maintained. Has reached 1.0, which is amazing, which is a major version. So yeah. I love programming and implementing new ideas. How long do you think a developer need to learn React Native to get a solid knowledge? Like, it's like forever. I'm playing with React Native since it was in private mode, so I'm keep rolling the ball, you know. The knowledge itself will never end. So every day you'll have something new to learn. That's for sure. It is for you to decide when to level up those skills. You know, that's the hardest step to go. That's the hardest step to take, I believe. But other than that, I don't know. I'm not considering myself. I'm a decent React Native developer. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm always trying to improve myself. iPhone, yeah, I didn't had the chance to play around with Tamagui, but I went through the docs and they're looking amazing. Yeah, so I think I'll give it a try. Let me see. There were a lot of comments. Suddenly, I want to master animation, but I'm kind of scared and don't know from where to begin. All my projects need more animations. I think you should start adding animations while coding the UI, and also think about animations. If they're hard, just start small. Use Moti, for example, or React Native Animatable. if you don't have Reanimated installed already, just go with React Native Animatable or Moti for tiny animations. Those libraries are really great for small interactions and really creating like really nice animations really fast. So yeah, just enter in that mindset of how to create those things. I got a well-paid job by watching one of your videos. Code Metrics, thank you so much. If you think that I deserve something, hit me up on Patreon, become one of my Patreons. You can also have access to pretty cool animations, almost 100 animations, but also to support me. But I'm really glad that you got a job, and honestly it means a lot to me, especially from my mediocre, not even mediocre, my shitty tutorials from the past. Keep up the good work, and actually you can ping me on Twitter with your, I don't know, work. If you have some open source, I'm more than happy to take a look at it. What do you think React Native Windows? I don't know, I'm not a Windows machine guy, I'm a Mac user. I don't know. Tailwind, which library to recommend for Tailwind? It's native-wind. This is what I've been working with lately, and also Tailwind-VN. So yeah. Wow, I'm receiving money. Thanks a lot, Mo. You shouldn't. You paid for the last coffee in person in London, so I think it's time for me to pay for one coffee. I don't know where those money are going to go through because I don't have any credit card or something attached. But yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for the coffee. Yeah, I hope that your relocation went smooth. You're back to Amsterdam. I love to have a chat with you. So if I have published any personal React Native app on the store, I think I used to have 7 different apps on the store. All of them I think are unpublished now. But in the past 3 years, I have published more than 10 different apps for side projects for different companies. I was just helping them out. So yeah. David, you should start from React Native documentation site and also from Expo documentation website, and you should start following some React Native developers from Twitter. And I think the transition from React to React Native is really easy. This is what I did almost 7.5 years ago, or I don't know when. So yeah, for me, it's just instead of divs, you have views. Instead of ps or spans, you have text. So it's pretty much the same. Bidesh, I heard from many developers that app build with Expo seems slow and laggy. Not really. Expo is React Native, but they have abstracted some native plugins which are well maintained. No, they're not laggy and slow. It really depends how you code those apps. So it's not Expo problem, it's your problem. They are trying to figure it out ways of making fixing some performance issues that you might encounter if you're writing the code wrong, but usually for me it wasn't the case. So what do you think about the new architecture is still not documented good enough? I think I have discussed with Nicola Corti, which is the core React Native at Meta. He's the guy to ping, for example, for the new architecture. Also Lorenzo. I have no opinions about the new architecture. There is also like Expo modules which It's also like a game changer as well. So it's up to you to decide what to go with. Yes. So David, if you're following me on Twitter, you can go ahead and go to my following users. I highly recommend you to check out Mo, for example. Mo Gorhom, he's also on the chat here. As an inspiration, you can also start following Christoph, which is the co-founder of Software Mention. You can follow everyone from Expo, Software Mention. I think Margello, Infinite Red, for example, and Wix maybe. You can follow William Cadillon, for example, and just pick up some good projects on GitHub and see who was contributing to that. And yeah, from there is just... What do you think about Flutter? I'm flattered that I have received so many questions about Flutter. I have no opinions about Flutter. If it's working for you, just go ahead and yeah, build things with Flutter. The only downside, and you can go back in history on this live stream, is that Flutter is rebuilding everything from scratch using Skia renderers. So my opinion is that this thing is really shitty because with iOS upgrades or Android upgrades, they need to keep up with all the changes. So they need to implement everything from scratch, and it's really hard to implement. They're not using the primitives available on the operation system. So in order to create everything from scratch, you need to know how the iOS team has implemented those and Android team has implemented those. With Android, it's pretty straightforward because they have access to that team, but with iOS, it's pretty difficult to recreate exactly the same behavior, transition, and everything. So this is the shitty part about Flutter, and I don't know why they did it, but the rest about Flutter, it's amazing. I mean, I've heard about Flutter really good things about developer experience, packages, and this ecosystem. But from my perspective, not having or not using the primitives available on iOS and Android to build up the UI, that's the thing. On the other side, for example, React Native, it's using all those primitives. So that's why all the views are native views. That's basically the difference, in my perspective, from Flutter to React Native. Keyboard avoiding view. Yeah, I think Mo Gorhom worked on it. There is a reanimated hook for keyboard avoiding view, so you should check it out. Either on reanimated web documentation hooks, or check out the library built by Mo Gorhom. Really cool. Have you ever made a TV app with React? No. Happy to see you back on YouTube again. Native Android dev, but still love your React Native videos. Thanks a lot, Dayamoy, yeah. Actually, it's really nice, this experience with Android. I've seen a talk at React Day Berlin about... I'm not sure how is this UI library that's... it's a Kotlin multi-platform, or I don't know how it's called, where you can create UIs for all the platform, iOS, Android, desktop, and everything. That was actually really, really nice, and the experience overall was amazing. The only downside is that you cannot use CocoaPods, which, yeah, but it looked amazing. Yeah, so Luke Emmanuel, thanks a lot for being a patron or becoming a patron. I would like to create videos for each individual animation on my Patreon, like a short walkthrough how everything is aligning. So I'm actually working. Just spoiler alert, I'm just working on a website that's going to aggregate all my Patreon animations, and I would like to create small articles for each individual one. So pretty much what you said, it's what I'm actually working on. Compose UI, yeah, sorry. Thanks a lot, Mo. Yeah, that looked amazing, and yeah, it's hands down for it. It's amazing. So David, I'm actually pretty active on my Patreon page. I think in the past 2 months I was too lazy to share my code on Patreon, even though I have everything coded. But I'm really active there, yes, sharing animations, and I'm also active on my Twitter page. Yeah, Samuel, I'm not an English native speaker. I'm actually originally from Romania. I have moved to Prague because I have accepted the job at Skype doing React Native, and Electron. So I'm living in Prague for almost 5 years now. Still living in Prague. We actually have moved outside of Prague, some kilometers away from Prague, but I'm not from Prague. I'm from Romania. Peace for all my Romanian brothers. Yeah, but I'm living in Czech Republic, in Prague. Yeah. Thank you so much, David. You should also follow me on Twitter, and just to see, I'm actually, the way how I'm doing things, I'm posting something on Twitter, then I'm releasing it to Patreon, and then I'm creating a YouTube video. So in this order. So yeah. I haven't worked with React Native Windows. I've been working with React Native macOS, but nothing more. I was working with Electron though, as a wrapper for React Native and React. But nowadays, I think also Tauri for building desktop application is really promising, is looking really promising. So yeah, hi Costel. Yeah, thanks a lot for being here with me. Merci. Is React Native performance good for heavy computing apps? I don't know what a heavy computing app is, but if you're computing something, it doesn't matter if it's native or not. You should think about trading and moving that computation somewhere else. Maybe a background thread or something. Don't do it while the users are using your app, because it's going to destroy it anyway, even though you're using native or not. So yes, I'll be at AppJS conference this year, Mo. Yeah, definitely, I'll be there, 100%. As a speaker, as an attendee, as a workshop giver, I don't know. As something, I'll definitely be there at that venue. The venue is amazing. The people are amazing. The organizers are really, really awesome. So yeah, I'll be there anyway. Yes, Wilton, I'll be creating a React Native course, especially around animations and Reanimated. But meanwhile, if you're not a patron, again, consider becoming a patron. You can see all the behind the scenes stuff. The thing is that I'm struggling with getting ideas about what to present inside the React Native course. I was thinking about some math concepts that you can apply to animations and how you can use math, different tips about sticky elements, for example, how to achieve micro interactions using Moti, and things like that. If you have some ideas, my DMs on Twitter are open, so yeah, ping me there. Would you release a ski animation video? Maybe in the future, maybe. Which NoSQL database would you recommend for a React Native app, and why? Yes, so for NoSQL database, I think I'll go with Realm DB. First of all, it's working offline, and you also have sync capabilities with MongoDB, with Mongo Atlas, I think. You have the ORM directly built in, so yeah, this is what I have used in the past. So Realm is the way to go. The other one, it's Watermelon DB. The thing with Watermelon DB is that I haven't used it, I've just seen it. I know the creator of Watermelon DB, but other than that, I don't know. For me, Realm, it's what worked in the past. So yeah, it's in between Realm DB and Watermelon DB. Whatever works for you. I think both are great solutions. Personally, I have used Realm DB. Yeah, I think it's 1 hour since I made this. It's 1 hour or almost 1 hour, yeah. So I will start doing those live streaming. Hopefully once, I will not say anything, but I will start doing live streaming, and hopefully new videos are going to come out. So looking for inspiration. Next time I think we are going to do some live coding for the next live stream. I would like to showcase native-wind and how nice it works with Expo. So yeah, that's going to be on my next live stream, hopefully. Thanks a lot, Dimitar. I missed you all as well. Hi, Vadim, not just that dev. Miss you. Hopefully, you're going to be at Tab.js conference. Yeah. I'm using Firebase wrapped in Express.js for my backend pair with React Native Expo. It handles everything, including image. Yeah, Firebase, it's a really nice starting point. I think for MVPs, it's really good, especially for authentication. I'll not say database itself, but authentication and image uploading is the way to go, especially for MVPs. So yeah, I'm not saying database because I think the way how they are structuring the collections and the relationships, it's really hard for me to get through. So I think in this perspective, yeah, authentication and image uploading, definitely Firebase. Can anyone suggest here some inspiration resources? Yes, I think Dribble and Behance, definitely. Hi, Sony. Yeah. I can actually show it to you. I'm not sure if I have changed but for example, yeah, I'll show you next time, although how I'm taking or from where I'm taking inspiration. And actually it's a good exercise to have, just to go through some UI things and see which one is going to inspire me and also you, and what we can actually code. Yeah, greetings and thanks, Alonso, for joining. Maybe making live coding with Vadim. Maybe he's better than me. So I don't know. It's like I don't want to be ashamed. So No, look. So I'm looking for different live sessions with different YouTubers and different developers as well. So yeah, um, the thing is that we need to have an idea, right? That, yeah, I don't know, aggregate the knowledge in a way or another. So yeah, I'm sure. I haven't. I'm not sure, Vadim, if we have discussed about this topic when we met, but yeah, I don't know. I think we have discussed actually, right, about me giving life to your UI or your application through animations and you coding them. But anyway, um, bonjour, 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 like. Uh, Happy New Year, everyone! Again, it's like it's nice to see everyone here. That's for sure. Oh, I see August Han. I think August Han. I think you need to share also your Twitter. I've seen here some developers looking for different developers to follow. I'm really glad that you're on this live stream. Please share your Twitter here, or I can share it. Uh, because yeah, you're a good person to follow, especially around animations. Let me share the. Oh, I think. Oh, maybe I. Oh no. Thanks a lot, man. I think I'll end up the stream here. My kids have arrived home, and yeah, I need to stay with them as well. But yeah, it was nice to catch up with everyone, and see you soon. Definitely, I'll be live streaming again. Again, if you have ideas for videos, if you have some UI inspiration, UI that you like to, I don't know, animate, hit me up on Twitter. I'm all ears. I'm always looking for challenges. So yeah, it was nice to catch up with everyone. Have a good one, and see you in the next live stream.